Okay, the questions are starting with simple interest ones. We're starting with the first one here. It says find the simple interest on £100 for 2 years at 5% per year. So they're just asking you to work out simple interest. They didn't say you have to work out simple interest for 1 year only, or you don't have to work out the annual simple interest. So it means you just need to work out the simple interest for the whole 2 years. So for simple interest, we have learned this formula. Interest equals P R T. Principal, rate, time. So to work out the interest for the whole 3 years, we will have to multiply the principal, the amount that you are investing or the amount that you are borrowing. You're going to multiply it with the rate. The rate is 5% and the time is 2 years. 5%, 2 years. So for this one, we will first have to change the percentage into decimal. So to change it into decimal, you just need to divide it with 100. And when you divide it with 100, you're going to get 0.05 and then 2. Now you will just have to multiply it with each other. 100 times 0.05 is 5, and then times 2 will give you 10. So the interest is £10 for 2 years. Now I want you to work out question number 2 by yourself.
Okay.
Yeah. So again, for simple interest, you just need to do P or T, 250 times rate, multiply time, and the answer is £30. Okay, for number 3, how much interest is earned on 500 in 1 year at 6%? What does it mean? Yes. So basically, they're asking you how much interest is earned on this. So basically, this is your principal, and you already know that this is the time and this is the rate. So you have to work out the simple interest only. Work out the simple interest. Yeah, now let's see how we got the answer. Principal multiply rate and time. And you got 30. Yes. Find the total amount after 2 years if 200 is invested at 5% simple interest. So again, you have to work this one out by yourself. See what answer you get. You have to make sure you're working out the correct thing because it says work out the total amount. They're not asking you to work out the simple interest. They're asking you to work out the total amount. But to work out the total amount, you will have to eventually work out the simple interest. So first work out simple interest, then work out the total amount. Pause the video here and get your answer. So let's see how you got your answer. First, to work out the total amount, we need the simple interest for the whole investment. So the formula for simple interest is PRT, principal, rate, time. And when you multiply them, you will get 20. Is that right? And then
Yeah.
total amount means how much money you will have at the end of the investment. Total amount includes the principal itself as well as the interest. So this A means amount, the total amount. A means principal as well as the interest. So the principal was 200 and the interest is 20. It means the total amount is 220. Now you need to work out the last one again. Pause the video here and try to work it out.
And then
So yes, your answer is right. The simple interest equals P or T. They have given you the principal. The sum of 150 earns £30 interest. So this is what you are investing and this is the interest. It means they have given you the interest and they have given you the principal. I'm just replacing them in their values with their values, and then the rate. What is the annual interest rate? You have to work out this R from here. And how much time do we have here? 2 years. So you just had to do that. Now you just multiply these two. And then to work out the R, you will have to divide 300. So 30 divided by 300. And you get 0.1. 0.1 is in decimals, and you know that we must write the rate in percentages. So you times it with 100 and you get 10%. Okay. Now here's the next question. Let's first do we have done the simple version of simple interest. Now let's first do the compound interest and then we will move on to a bit harder level questions. So we are doing simple interest question again, but this one is a little bit harder than the ones that we have just done. So it says calculate the total amount after 4 years on 300 at 3% simple interest. So it's like the question will tell you what kind of interest you're going to use in your working. So you have to first be clear about what the requirement of the question is. What do you have to work out? You have to work out the total amount. And the other things are clear, that this is the time, this is the rate, and you have to work out the total amount on 300. So basically this is the principal. So and you already know that to work out total amount you will first have to work out simple interest, and after you're done working out the simple interest, only then you can work out the total amount. You can pause the video here and solve it. So how do we do it? We multiply the principal with rate and time and we get 36. And the total amount is principal plus interest, which is the principal is 300 and the interest is 36. So the total amount is 336. Okay, that was easy. Okay, here's the next question. A loan of 800 is taken at 5% simple interest for 3 years. How much is repaid in total? So, as you already know, that we need the interest for For say, we might need the interest if we are investing or if we are borrowing. Sometimes we need to deal with the interest when we are calculating the depreciation and things like that, but mostly for at your level you would be doing it for borrowing or for investment. Now this question is about borrowing. So you're borrowing 800. So this is your principal. And the interest rate is 5% and the time is 3 years. And the question says how much is repaid in total? So what do you think we have to work out? Do we have to work out are they asking for simple interest or are they asking for the total amount? Yeah, they're asking for the total amount. So first you have to work out the simple interest, then you're going to work out the total amount. Now let's see how we do it. So simple interest is PRT, principal, rate, time. And when you multiply them, you're gonna get 120. And at the end of the whole borrowing, you will have to repay 800, which is the principal, as well as the whole interest for 3 years, which is 120. So yes, 920 is the correct answer. Work out the next question. Now for this one, they have given you the principal to earn £80 interest. So this thing is clear that this is principal and this is interest and this is the rate. So as we know, simple interest equals PRT. They have given you the interest, so we're going to put it here. Sorry, it's 80. And then the principal that you're investing, 400. The rate, which is 5%. Change it into decimal and write it here. And the time that you need to work out. So first you will have to multiply 400 with 5% and you're gonna get 20. Now to work out the time, you'll have to divide it on the other side. Four. 4 years is the correct answer. In the next question, it says find the rate if 600 earns 90 £90 interest in 3 years. So again, you just need to know the formula, which is the interest equals P R T, and they have given you the principal. 600 earns 90, so the 600 is principal and 90 is the interest. 600 is earning 90. Now they have given you the time, which is 3, and you have to work out the rate. So you just need to multiply 600 with 3, 1800. This all remains same. Now you just need to divide it on the other side and you're going to get the answer in decimals. And it's going to be 0.05. And we must write the rate in percentages. So 0.05 times 100 will give you 5%. So this is the correct answer. A sum grows to 720 in 4 years at simple interest. If the principal was 600, find the rate. Now this one is a little bit difficult, a little bit complex, not difficult. You just need to understand what things they have given you and what you have to work out, how you're going to work it out. So, if the principal was 600, this statement tells you that the principal is 600, right? The principal is
Yeah.
600. And you already know that the time is 4 years. A sum grows to 720. So, what is this? What is this? What is this 720? Okay, so you might be confused with, you might confuse it with the interest. It is not interest. It doesn't
It's
say
the
that
time. The time.
600 earns the interest of something. It says the sum grows to this. So basically, the principal was 600 and now it has grown to this. And you already know that the interest, whatever the interest you have, it must be a value that is smaller than the principal. The interest is always an amount smaller than principal. But you can see that 720 is bigger than 600, isn't it? So it cannot be the interest. So what is this 720? You invested this amount and now this amount has grown to this. So basically, this is the total amount. It includes the principal and the interest of 4 years. Did you get that? So
Yeah.
basically, they have given you the principal of 600, the time of 4 years, and the amount 720. So we need to use both formulas. The first formula is simple interest equals P or T. The other formula is amount equals principal plus interest. Is that right?
Yeah.
So we have, first we're going to see which formula can we use first. If you look at the first formula, we have the principal and we have the time. We don't have the interest and we don't have the rate. Is that right?
Yeah.
For this formula, only one thing should be missing so that we could work it out. But there are two things missing. So let's check the other formula. They have given us the amount and they have also given us the principal, right? This is the amount and this is the principal. So can we work out the interest?
Yeah.
So first, you're going to use this formula to work out the answer, to work out the interest. Then you're going to use this formula to work out the rate. Now let's see. Amount equals principal plus interest. Amount is 720, principal is 600, and interest is missing. These two were adding. This is an equation, isn't it? These two are adding. So to work out the interest, you will have to take away 600. So 720 take away 600 will give you 120. Is that right?
Yeah.
So the simple interest is 120. Now we got the simple interest. Is that right?
Yeah.
Now we're going to work out the rate. Now only one thing is missing, so you can just work out the rate. So you're going to say simple interest equals P or T. Simple interest is 120, so you write it here. The principal is 600. The rate is missing. The time is 4 years. Now first you're going to do 600 times 4, which is 2400. And then to work out the rate, you will have to divide it on the other side. 120 divided by 2400. And you're going to get 0.05. To change it into a percentage, you will multiply it with 100, so it is 5%. Is that clear? Alright, so we have done all of the questions for simple interest, and in the next video we will be doing the compound interest.